you doing, Principal Roberts?
I'm great today. How are you?
I cannot complain. It is a wonderful day here in the Atlanta area. How is Shreveport doing?
Oh, it's doing pretty well. Well, we're supposed to be getting ready for spring, but it's freezing cold.
Well, you know
But
something? It's like that all over the place. It's like that
yes,
all over the place. Just be happy we not somewhere like Pennsylvania, New York.
right.
Well, I am so happy to have you on today. You are the principal of J.S. Clark Elementary School, and I am a alumni of J.S. Clark Middle School. So this is, I feel like I am talking to the woman that's keeping on the tradition of
hmm
J.S. Clark.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and have you talk about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your experiences, and tell us about, how did you get to the point to be the principal of J.S. Clark Elementary School?
Okay, so I am a product of this neighborhood, the Lakeside community. J.S. Clark, of course, as you know, is in the heart of Lakeside, in between Lakeside, Allendale community here. So I am originally from this area, grew up in this area. I started my teaching career off after I graduated from the Southern University in Baton Rouge. I started my teaching career off as an eighth grade math teacher, and absolutely love teaching math, love working with students. And I decided to do that, to start in this career, because my mom was a teacher. I had a lot of educators in my family. My mom was a teacher, and I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. So that's how I ended up on this career path. But I started off as an eighth grade teacher. I wasn't a classroom teacher very long, only about 6 years. And then I became a math interventionist, a math content coach, was a master teacher for about 5.5 years, an assistant principal for 1 year, and now I've been here as principal at J.S. Clark for 6 years. And this is year 20 for me in education. So I absolutely love it. I love pouring into the lives of children. I just love what I do.
Well, look at you, year 20, and you don't look no older. Like you started yesterday. Look at you. Look at you. Say
Thank
black
you.
black don't crack. That's what they say.
That's right. That's
now,
right.
now you said that you had teachers in your family. How far back does the teaching profession go in your family?
Just two generations. It
Just
goes
two
back two
generations.
generations. Yes.
Okay. And I'm like I said, I've I have teachers that go all the way back in my family. And teachers were the cornerstone of the community back in the day, right? Teachers were the ones that would teach the parents, the child, and they were the ones that held the community together, because you're the one that is influencing their child every day. You're seeing their child sometimes more than the parents seeing their child.
Exactly.
So I have so much respect for teachers, and I truly do believe that, that the teaching profession is what um, should be cultivated, right? We should be trying to make you all the the cornerstone of the community again, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, as a parent, I have a child that's in middle school, and I have a child that's in high school. And as a parent, I see all the time they're talking about teacher shortages, and they're talking about teachers having all of these problems in classrooms with, the what's the buzzwords, the CRT, the this and that. So I'm not going to ask you about CRT, because this is not what this podcast is about. But we have all these hands in the pot. What can a parent do, a citizen do, to help out you as a teacher and help out J.S. Clark as a whole?
I think the most important thing is to show up and encourage showing up. When I say show up, I mean At times we have problems with attendance from our students, and parents being as active at the school when we have events and different things. We need the parents to be seen. We need them to come and participate in those activities so that their children understand their education is important. And their parent also feels that their education is important. Pouring into the school, letting everyone know that they're here as a support system. A lot of our babies are just reaching out for wanting their parents to be involved. And if I can just get them to come to the school, to reading nights, technology nights, math nights, even just coming to some of the programs that we have, and supporting, that would be absolutely awesome. That's where we can begin to help pour back into these children.
Gotcha. I mean, and that's that's something that I will have to give to my wife. My wife is a part of the PTO out here, and it's kind of it's a mixed bag, right? Because sometimes the problem is not the school or the teachers. Sometimes the other parents. I mean, we just gonna put it out there in the ether, right?
Right.
But school involvement is where it's at. I was looking at this metric, and it was a metric that is on any real estate website. It's called greatschools.org, I think it's called. And greatschools.org looks at parent participation. All right. Yep. They look at parent participation. And one of the things, I was talking to a friend of mine about, and we were talking about, what can we do as, what the school in our area, it's like a cluster. Meaning it's they right next to each other, elementary school, middle school, and high school, right next to each other. And what we were thinking was trying to just encourage parents, like you said, to show up to stuff. Just show up. Just be a part of the school. Because just being part of the school, what that does is it makes, like you said, it makes the kids happy, right? They get to come and hang out with their friends, right, after school. But at the same time, now, I think, and I don't know if you can verify this, I think it makes the teachers feel like we're doing something. Am I correct?
Exactly. It does. I can say when I first started here as principal, that was my goal, is to make everybody feel comfortable and like we're a family. That's with the teachers, the parents, and the students, and all community members, all stakeholders. So one way we try to do that is, again, having these activities, these after school events, but posting it on social media saying, come out. Showing them pictures of things we've done before. So that turned into 10 parents showing up to 100 parents showing up, because they were seeing the things that we were doing. Oh, I want to be a part of that. Made teachers feel great, because they feel like, if the parents going to be here, I'm definitely going to be here. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to show out and show them what's going on, what's taking place, all the great things taking place here. So I think as a community together, we can do it. We just have to keep encouraging them that the support is definitely needed.
Oh yeah. It's and I think that's also a huge thing, that support, that getting it out there. And then, we can't brush over what some of the problems are with the area, because we are talking about a lower income area, and some of these parents are working some jobs or two jobs, right? Just to make ends meet. Right.
Yes, sir.
And, but you're right. Sometimes you got to say, hey, man, I need to go to my kid's school and show support.
Exactly.
So I'm, that now, I'm gonna kind of curve on you come back to J.S. Clark, and when I was talking about J.S. Clark, is J.S. Clark history, right? J.S. Clark's history is immense because it's right in the center of the historically African American community. Um, and I went there. My parents went there, right? And a lot of other people that grew up in the neighborhood. I think. Did you say your father went there?
Yes, my father went here.
Yeah,
my family.
And then this is something I just found out. J.S. Clark, its architecture is from the Wiener. I think it's the Wiener brothers.
Yes,
Wiener brothers of Shreveport. J.S. Clark. And that aesthetic kind of J.S. Clark has always stood out to me. Right? It just had the different color windows and the wavy little I forgot what you call it, the canopy outside.
Yes.
Right? Now, how did that ever hit you as you're walking outside, kind of thinking about your father went there? My
mom taught here for like about 15 years.
Oh. Yes. Now, has it ever do you ever walk outside? And it could be just me because I love history. But do you walk outside and just be like, man, like I can kind of feel the energy.
Right. Yes. Like I said, everything about being principal here is so important to me and so passionate because I grew up in this neighborhood. And also I've been able to take part in really things that the community have put in place along with Booker T. Washington High School and how they've shown the video of things that happened when J.S. Clark was first a school and back when segregation and things were going on. And just to see and feel when I walk out the doors how far we've come and to see this school is still standing. It's still standing. We've gone through some things, but we made it. So I absolutely love being here for that reason.
Oh wow. Yeah. That the history, I guess as an adult, we've always said this. We've always, as an adult, we sometimes forget things, right? We get older, you forget things. And when I talk about the history of the neighborhood with some of my friends, they always say, oh, they never taught us that. And I say, yeah, they did. Y'all just weren't paying attention at the time. And I know you get it all the time. The teacher, y'all teachers, teachers teach us stuff about the history and this and that, and we were just sitting there like, man, I can't wait to lunch. I'm hungry.
Right.
But now you also talking about history. As a member of the Choice Neighborhood Committee, and as a principal, you gave a tour, Allendale and Lakeside history tour to your teachers. Can you kind of describe that?
Yes. So again, I am a part of the Choice Neighborhoods Committee, where the city of Shreveport was awarded a $26 million grant in order to revitalize the Allendale Ledbetter neighborhoods. So within that grant, I was able to learn a lot of things about the neighborhood that I did not know. Like you said, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was getting ready for lunch when they was teaching us that. I don't know. But a lot of things that I learned. And so in my mind, I thought like, my teachers need to see this because sometimes, like I said, everybody doesn't have a good day every day. However, our babies go through things that we can only imagine or can't even imagine, really. And so my thought was, I need to take my teachers who are going to start working here before the kids come. I need to take them on a tour through this neighborhood so they can see the great things about this neighborhood, but also see the challenges that our students face so they'll know like what we're really dealing with, like what these students are dealing with when they walk on our campus. So that was very, very successful. And then just knowing the things that the Choice neighborhood, the grant is going to actually help to furnish. So we ended our tour at what we call the MS Kick, which is a kitchen incubator that they have built here with that grant money for outside individuals who are going through culinary schools or who want to rent out a space and cook there. So I want people to understand that not only do we have lawyers, doctors, and other successful individuals, teachers, principals that grew up in this neighborhood years ago when this neighborhood was thriving, we are going back to that. Again, we faced some challenges, but we've made it. And we are going to also flourish in the end. We're going to go back to those things. So those are things I felt that my teachers really needed to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, teachers are human also.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to blast a person with negative thoughts and negative situations all the time, you just can't, some people just can't function in that.
Right.
All right. I'm an ex-veteran. Well, ex-veteran. I'm a veteran. You can't be an ex-veteran unless you're dead. I'm a veteran. And as a veteran, they're always, evaluating us mentally, and we're always doing these studies about, the stuff we went through and things like that. And I sometimes think like some of these teachers are getting PTSD from the situations that these kids are putting them in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you this: with the rise of violence towards teachers, what can a parent do to get their child ready to come to school and to, make sure stuff like that doesn't happen, right? Like my son is about my height. I'm
Okay.
6'2", right?
Okay.
He's probably half my weight though. He's probably that big, right? But to a 5'1" woman, he still looks like a giant.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him all the time, fighting is never the answer and things like that. And I try to prepare him for, you may get into an altercation with a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? That teacher is an adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't argue with an adult. If you
Mm-hmm.
think that adult is telling you to do something that you don't think is right, then you go and you tell somebody else, right?
Exactly.
What other advice do you think you can give to a parent to make sure their child doesn't come up there with an attitude or something like that? What can that parent do to get that child ready?
So again, have those conversations with your child. Number one, they need to always be respectful. And there may be times when the teacher is frustrated or the teacher does something that's not appropriate. But again, you as a child, you stay in the child's place. You tell an adult, you let the adults handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let them know you're there to get an education. It's okay to make friends and to have fun, because I always have this saying about J.S. Clark: we work really, really hard and then we play really, really hard. So be prepared to put in the work so that the results come out positively. We are trying to prepare students to be productive citizens in the ever-changing world. So with that being said, parents also have to at home instill in their children that that's what you're going there for, is to get an education. Not to worry about Michael that's sitting next to me and what he's doing. Be concerned about what Robert is doing, not what another student is doing. Do what you're supposed to do based on the policies and procedures of that school. Go there to get an education. If I could get parents just to go by that and to just instill that in their kids, I think we'll be okay. I think some parents say to their children, don't let anybody say anything to you, or don't let anybody do this or do that. But I think that that shouldn't be the way they relay the information to the child, because they take that with a negative connotation, like I have to defend myself no matter if it's a student or a teacher saying something to me that may not even be anything wrong, but just instilling them that the teachers and educators on that campus are here to help them be successful in life.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you think that attitude that the parents have about, defending yourself, do you think that is a um uh what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think that is a um product of their environment? And when I say environment, I can say the household, right? Because even in even in great schools and great neighborhoods, you're gonna have a household that is not functional.
Right.
Not a lot of them that is not functional. So
Correct.
Allendale and Lakeside is not just this place of all the dysfunction in Shreveport. So I don't want to give that thought process to somebody that hears this question. But do you think that the environment that they're growing up in, and the way that the parents are kind of telling their kids that this is how I want you to do it, right? Do you think that goes hand in hand?
Yes, definitely does, because children, especially at the elementary school age, they mimic what they see. So if they see this happening in their families, in their communities, around people that they're with majority of the time, they only see us 8 hours a day. And so if this happens, if this is what they see, and they see how other individuals handle things, then they automatically think that's the way they're supposed to handle situations. So we just have to make sure that the parents tell them the appropriate ways to handle situations.
Got you. Now, we're not going to stay negative. We're not going to say negative. I want to talk about some of these beautiful children that you have, that you're teaching. I know there's some kids that you talk to that you're just like, oh my God, that's Lil Obama right there, right? Oh my God, she is going to be the president, or this person is going to be the next mayor, or probably even I can see this. You can probably see them little kids there on the computers or whatever. You're like, he's gonna make the next Microsoft.
Right.
Yeah, is that how what does coming to work, seeing these little children, just these little babies come in, is that what gets you by every day?
Yes, most definitely. I'll tell anybody, this work is not easy. It's not easy, but it's not meant to be easy, because anything that's very easy to accomplish is not, you want something that challenges you, that you can work hard for. But more than anything else, when I walk on this campus, it's the faces of those kids that makes everything okay. That makes me keep striving and keep saying, I got to do this. I got to do this for my babies. And the great thing about that is I want them to know that there are people before them that went to J.S. Clark that already did this. So like, you can do it too. So during Black History Month, every year I recognize individuals that grew up in this community that are successful now, whether it's in the city or outside of the city. As you, Mr. Brian, you are in Atlanta being successful. So you are someone that will be recognized at J.S. Clark on our wall, showing how you grew up here and you made it. So therefore, I want my students to know that. So when I see that potential in students, I try to talk to them about it. On Mondays, we have motivational Mondays where we have speakers that come in and talk to them, and just talk to them about the dreams and the aspirations that you have. You can do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and a lot of times you don't have that good example sometimes. And I love that what you're doing, showing them the great examples of people that have made it and done it in the community. And, we're gonna stay on this optimism train, right? You being a
Mm-hmm.
part of Choice Neighborhoods Committee, and you talked about earlier on how you see things changing
Mm-hmm.
and coming up. Do All right, I'm gonna give you two scenarios. What do you see, or how do you foresee J.S. Clark, Allendale, Lakeside, Queensboro area in 5 years and in 10 years? We're gonna start with 5 years.
Okay, so I'm gonna say within 5 years, I do think, based on the the developments that are happening, we are getting there are new apartments that's being built right down the street. All of this is because of Choice Neighborhoods. They are building their new job opportunities coming to this community. So I do feel that our enrollment is going to increase at JS Clark because we're going to have more families moving back into the community. I also think that more people will come back to take advantage of the social activities that are being now provided for them here, and also like I said, the job opportunities and all of the things they're building up around the school, so we can get back to what Allendale used to be.
How about 10 years, right?
Okay.
Building on what you just said about the new apartments showing,
Mm-hmm.
more students coming in, the job opportunities, the social opportunities. Where do you see it a decade from now, right?
Okay.
The kids that you're teaching are going to be in high school or probably even
Or
graduating.
graduated. So I think I do think within 10 years we will have even more things going on in the neighborhood. We are right now getting ready to finish up the Amazon plant that is not far from here, and providing those different opportunities for children and parents. We're also getting ready to, on JS Clark's campus, build a neighborhood garden to help individuals to come in and get their produce and different things here. So I feel like within 10 years, not that I don't want people to go outside the community to get anything, but they don't have to go far to get the things they need. It'll be right here within the community, to assist them. So if they have to walk to things, if they have to, because they want to walk, they want to get out, they want to get in the community, they will be able to do that.
I love it. I love it. I love that optimism. I love the positivity. All right. Because that's kind of what we need, right? We need optimism, we need hope, we need positivity because so much negativity is surrounding Allendale and Lakeside and Queensboro and Ledbetter. Well, I grew up calling it the bottoms, but
Yep.
Ledbetter Heights. you know, and the history of the area. I love history. If we want to get back to that, right?
Yes.
And I know that you are, the person that's going to help us get there, right? So I am so happy that I was able to talk to you today. Um, you know, Hopefully we can further um, you know, our involvement between Allendale Strong and J.S. Clark Elementary School. Right, because Allendale Strong, what we are about is trying to build back the community. All right, we're about bringing more people back to Allendale, building homes, and having a place where people can call home. And this is just me. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I think home ownership is the building block to having people love their community.
Yes.
Because now you have a invested part of the community, right? You are in the community. You have bought a home. You have a vested interest in the community. And what usually happens is now you're looking at the school saying, okay, we need to get J.S. Clark, moving. We need to get Booker T. moving. Hey, we need another school. We got more people here.
Exactly.
Things like that start to happen when you start to have home ownership. And that's what Allendale Strong is all about. It's about building community in a capitalistic way, having home ownership, right?
Right.
And then we start to look at our community. We started saying, this is my home, and I'm going to build it, and I'm going to I'm make it grow just like that garden that you said y'all gonna have up there, Jazz Clark. That's how it happens.
Yes.
And that's how we trying to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much, Principal Roberts, for talking to me today. And don't leave yet, but I'm also going to say, everybody that's watching on YouTube, thank you for checking us out here at Allendale Strong. Thank you for listening to us. Check out our other podcasts, the Allendale Strong podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, Google, Apple, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're uploading more and more every day, and we're going to start to be a more consistent month to month. So look for this episode, on YouTube and on your podcast and anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I want to say thank you to everybody. Keep giving us the support and love, and just go out there and be a good human being. All right. Thank you and goodbye.